Hello, everyone. Welcome to Durrett's Take. It's that time of the week where I go over my NFL predictions for this week, and there's some good games. So let's get started with tonight's Thursday night football game between the Broncos and the Chargers, who are 3-point favorites. A huge divisional game that will determine playoff seeding. The Chargers won the first matchup between these two teams like a little over a month ago, but things are different now. For starters, Denver quarterback Bo Nix may have learned his lessons from the first start, and while there are at times he still definitely looks like a rookie, he's definitely learning, growing. And then another difference is since running back J.K. Dobbins has been out for the Chargers, they're struggling to run the ball. Like they only run like 40 yards a game without him. If LA can't run the ball, then the Broncos can pin their ears back and rush the passer, which is their strong suit on defense. Um, they've actually forced a turnover in every game this season, I believe. I feel there will be a turnover in this game that will help Denver get the win. So I have the Broncos winning 20-17. Next, you got two Saturday games. You got the Texans versus the Chiefs, are 3-point favorites. So far, quarterback Patrick Mahomes has been at full participant practice, so he may end up playing in this game. I feel they should start Carson Wentz this game either way, save Mahomes for Christmas Day. But if Mahomes or Wentz starts, I like the Chiefs to win this game regardless. The main reason why is while the Chiefs has some offensive issues, I don't trust Houston's offense at all. They're just inconsistent as the Chiefs are on offense. So, and since the Chiefs are the better team overall, I'll take the Chiefs to win the game to remain in the lead for the one seed, of them winning 20-16. And then the other Saturday night game, we get the Steelers versus the Ravens, who are 6.5-point favorites. This rivalry produces good games mostly every single time. This game came down to the wire last time, and the last time they played, and I assume it'll come down to the wire once again. Hopefully, this game has a little more of an offensive punch since the last game was more of a defensive battle. Um, for the Steelers, they need their best receiver, George Pickens, back. If he is still out, and so far he hasn't been practicing this week, if he is still out, then the Ravens will win despite quarterback Lamar Jackson's struggles against Pittsburgh in his career. I assume, like I said, I assume Pickens will remain out, so therefore I'm taking the Ravens to win. Unfortunately, I do think it will be another slugfest, and they'll win to take back the lead for the division, either winning 17-16. Okay, Sunday games. We got the Rams for 3-point favorites versus the Jets. The Rams are not first in the Rams are now first in division, and they know if they win out, they're in the playoffs. The Rams are lucky that they get to play an opponent whose defense has been horrible mostly all season. So even if the Jets continue to have some success in offense, the Rams should be able to just outscore them for the win, either winning 34-24. Next, we get the Eagles, who are 3.5-point favorites versus the Commanders. The Eagles continue to remain hot as they've won every game since their very early bye week. The Eagles proved their point this past week that they don't have to be Saquon Barkley reliant and they can pass their way to a win. Well, now that A.J. Brown and others may start to feel themselves, maybe Washington will end up being in this game. It's hard to pick against the Eagles right now. It's very hard to do so, but I'll take the feisty Commanders to get the upset, either winning 21-20. Next, you get the Giants versus the Falcons for an 8.5-point favorites. It's now the Michael Penix Jr. show in Atlanta as quarterback Kirk Cousins has been benched. I feel his start won't be perfect, but I think against the Giants he can look pretty good. He has a lot of college starts under his belt, which matters. Plus, he has tons of weapons. Not only throw the ball to, but hand the ball off to. Bijan Robinson, Tyler Algier. As long as Atlanta's offense line gives time for Penix to operate, he should be just fine, especially since the Giants won't make this a shootout. So either winning 20-12. Next, you get the Cardinals, who are 5-point favorites versus the Panthers. The Cardinals know they must win out and obviously have Seattle lose in order to win the division. Even though they have to travel to the East Coast, I doubt that Arizona will lay an egg in this game and lose. If this game is close, it wouldn't shock me since Carolina got embarrassed last week. But I'll take Arizona to remain alive. I have the winning 27-20. Next, you get the Browns versus the Bengals, who are 7.5-point favorites. Quarterback Jameis Winston was interesting for a while, as he usually is. But as also usually the case with him, his ups and downs become too much to put up with. So the Browns are now going to Dorian Thompson-Robinson, DTR, to finish the season. He's a great runner, but not a most accurate passer, so the passing offense will take a hit. Therefore, I do think the Browns won't participate or can't participate in a shootout, which is what is required in this game to beat the Bengals. So Cincinnati wins, either winning 31-14. Next, you got the Titans versus the Colts, are 3.5-point favorites. How do the Colts bounce back in this game after a meltdown against Denver to most likely cost them a playoff spot? Well, I think it comes down to this. If the Chargers win on Thursday Night Football, then the Colts may lose this game because then the interest won't be there as much, since they'll definitely not be most likely out of the playoff conversation. And since the Titans are benching Will Levis at quarterback and making the change to Mason Rudolph, who they played better under, that could be a factor. However, if the Chargers lose on Thursday Night Football, then I feel like you'll get a great intensity, sense of urgency from the Colts. Hey, like, because the Chargers lost, and now we're just one game back. If we win this game, then we're still alive for the wild card spot. Um, since I have the Chargers losing, that means I feel like the Colts will find a way to win this game, even if it's not pretty. I have them winning 20-19. Next, you get the Lions, who are 6.5-point favorites versus the Bears. The injuries that continue to amount for the Lions will be hard to overcome eventually. And in this game, though, I feel like it shouldn't be an issue. I know these two teams played a close game on Thanksgiving Day, but the Bears can't get out of their own way, and the Lions have shown they can win in a shootout. So I predict Detroit to win this game, 31-23. Next, you get the Vikings for 3-point favorites versus the Seahawks. The Seahawks are a little bit troubled. They lost their lead in division, and quarterback Geno Smith's questionable to play, although he is a full participant practice, which is a good sign for them. If he can't go, Sam Howell will start. Seattle, as I've noted, has struggled at home this season, and I feel that will continue as the Vikings get a win to remain in that divisional battle race with Detroit. I have Minnesota winning 30-16. This Patriots versus the Bills are 14-point favorites. This is a huge favorite I like to win. Buffalo is dominant at home, and New England doesn't have the firepower to compete in a shootout with Buffalo, so the Bills win easily, 38-16. And next, you get the Jaguars versus the Raiders, 1-point favorites. The Raiders are in the lead right now for the number 1 pick. However, despite the lack of talent, they continue to fight in games and play hard. They should not have been a Hail Mary away from being a land on Monday Night Football, but yet they were. So I could see the Raiders winning this game. However, since the Jaguars have played a little bit better in the last 2 weeks, I think that momentum continues, and the Jaguars find a way to win, to basically miss out on their chance for a top 2 pick. I have Jacksonville winning 20-14. Next, you get the 49ers versus the Dolphins, who are 1.5-point favorites. Back in the preseason, this was a must-see TV matchup, but now it's different with both teams not going to make the playoffs. I think what this matchup comes down to is, since the 49ers are less healthy, and the Dolphins are at home, which they're good at home. I have my Miami getting the close win here. I have them winning 23-20. And then Sunday Football, I got the Buccaneers, who are 4-point favorites versus the Cowboys. Tampa Bay's offense is on fire right now. They average 29 points a game, which in the NFL, that's elite. Tampa Bay knows that if they win out, they'll win a division, therefore make the playoffs. They can't afford a loss because Atlanta has a tiebreak over them. The Cowboys are not playing for anything right now, and like Seattle, they struggled at home this season, so I think Tampa Bay continues to light the scoreboard and wins, either winning 34-20. And now for Monday Night Football, you get the Saints versus the Packers, or 14.5-point favorites. Again, I don't like bad matchups on Monday Night Football. I wish this game would be flexed out. Anyways, the Packers are on a roll right now, and with the Saints being without Derek Carr, they're an awful team. Therefore, Green Bay wins the game. I have them winning 24-14. So thank you very much for listening to my podcast today. Please subscribe to my channel and tell me about me. Thank you very much. You have a wonderful day.